Previously on What the Flumph. Alec forces the drow hostage to make a quick escape.
He's on top of me! He's trying to escape! He's trying to escape! I look at him. Fucking run! They will kill you!
He's gonna punch you in the stomach.
Skrit develops and nearly ends a rivalry with a Kenku Xanathar agent.
Ryan wants to kill this fucker. I love it.
Skrit is hissing the whole way.
You and everyone else hears a noise on the wind, a mimicked rat hiss.
Adelaide slyly attempts to pump a member of the Zentarum for information.
I really don't want to talk to you.
Okay, that's fair. I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Don't make me feel bad.
Well,
Keep doing it. Make him feel bad.
Make him feel like shit.
As Zentarum reinforcements arrive, Alec is quickly whisked away underground by his new coworkers, and Adelaide and Skrit follow the familiar scent of lavender.
I smell flowers.
Alec can make things smell really good with his magic.
He went this way then.
Mm-hmm.
We will follow the smell. Perhaps we find him.
Yeah.
Down into the treacherous sewers of Waterdeep.
When we left off, Adelaide and Skrit were standing at the top of this manhole cover that Skrit had just opened up with his staff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we're going to start with Alec.
Okay.
Alec, the sewers smell foul. The garbage and waste of Waterdeep is underfoot. You're walking on a sort of, I guess a sidewalk would be the right term for it. On either end of this sewer,
Mm-hmm.
are sewers tunnels? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. At either end of the sewer tunnel, to the left and right, are little sidewalk areas for maintenance and such.
So that people aren't walking directly in the effluent of the city.
Exactly. While the majority of the waste is in, that center canal, as it should be, there is, some food waste, some splash up on the sidewalks.
Mm-hmm.
As you walk, you're hit both by the horrible stench of this area and with the uncomfortable feeling of, while for the most part, when your feet hit the ground, you're stepping on essentially solid concrete. Occasionally there's a little bit of a squish as you step on what you pray to God is a rotten banana peel. With your dark vision, you can see the area fairly clearly. The Kenku in the front, who has a small lantern that he picked up, the Kenku climbed down the ladder from the manhole and picked up a lantern that had been hanging on a post that was stuck out of the wall nearby, lit it and began leading the way. And you see that the Kenku are following along the sidewalk, and every so often they get very close to a wall at intersections and turns and corners. They get very close to a wall, examine the wall for a moment. They seem to be picking a direction to walk based on whatever they see on that wall. As you get closer to the wall, because, you're following them, and if they're going close to the wall to move along, then eventually you'll get to that wall as well. You see a small chalk drawing on the wall that you recognize, not the meaning, but this is Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
Mm.
Makes sense. I was gonna ask, is this Thieves' Cant?
It is Thieves' Cant.
Great. Also, when Alec got into the sewer and things just started getting smelly, Alec would immediately do what he did with the cow and lavender his nose up a bit.
Lavender the inside of his nose?
Yeah.
Are you still leaving the trail of lavender behind you?
Yeah, as good as you can.
So you lavender your nose, and it certainly helps a little, but it is hard to... Actually, hold on. Make a prestidigitation check. This is just a roll with proficiency.
I thought it was expertise.
It is expertise, you're right. I gave you expertise in prestidigitation because I'm an idiot.
I don't know if that makes you an idiot.
That's a 20 modified.
It's pretty effective. There will still the occasional point where the smell of the sewers overpowers the lavender, but you're riding in style. You're moving in relative comfort.
Nice.
It doesn't help for what you may or may not be stepping in, but as far as the smell, you're golden.
Nice.
Well, thank God for that.
And Alec would obviously be, watching his step.
Yeah. The Kenku are... Hold on. What do Kenku noses look like? They have beaks.
They're beaks.
They have beaks.
Do birds smell?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the little holes in their beaks.
Right. The Kenku are like plugging that up with their fingers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would do.
We're learning so much about biology with what the Flumph. Do fish have blood and do birds
Yes.
smell?
Was that really a question on this podcast? Do fish have blood?
Devin asked that one session.
What did Devin think they have?
It was fish don't have blood. Fish have blood. Do fish have blood? Yes.
Oh, wow. I knew there was a reason that I didn't like Londi.
The Kenku are being quite silent during this journey.
Mm-hmm.
I would like you to make a... What are you looking at? What are you thinking? What are you looking at? Like, what's Alec's
Alec
journey
is staying
here?
dead fucking silent. He's following the Kenku, and if they're communicating, he's trying to listen in.
Cool.
And he's trying to, memorize the path in which they take.
Okay. I'd like you to make a perception check.
19.
Ayo.
Your boy's coming out swinging today.
So if you remember from your interrogation, the large Kenku that seemed to be the squad leader, as he interrogated you, he was sort of rustling his feathers and preening and such. And the Kenku in the very front is doing very similar feather work.
Cool. Can I do some association with them? Like a nature check or something? For how do Kenku communicate via preening? If it is a natural thing, or if this is I don't know it. This is a thing that's specific to Xanathar,
Right. Tell me what Alec thinks before making the check, and then...
Alec is thinking that this is, not specific to Xanathar and more of, a way Kenku communicate. They might be using language that is Xanathar-related, but,
Alright, yeah, make a nature check.
All right. That's a 9. And I stopped swinging.
Nice.
Came out swinging and immediately stopped.
Yeah, so Alec might think that, but he doesn't really have... nothing in his schooling indicated one way or the other. He didn't learn a lot about Kenku.
Cool.
So he would have to either ask or learn from another source.
Sounds good.
Ask them. I recommend removing their beaks.
Oh, God.
But you're moving along this sewer, taking lefts, taking rights, keeping straight, when you see something straight ahead, peeking its way around a corner. You see an eye, like a large eye on a circular head with little eye stalks. A couple eye stalks poking out of that.
Would I recognize this as a beholder?
Make a... What would this be? Would this be Arcana? Would this be...
Nature? If it's trying to identify a creature, I think it might be nature or history.
I think that as well, but I think for would a nature check help you learn about aboleths and stuff, or would that be something else?
In the Beholder monster entry, I can't remember what it says. If it says anything other than monster, like if it says aberration or something of that variety, then no, a nature check is not sufficient.
Yeah, I think beholders are aberrations.
Would I at the very least recognize this from the thing at the shop?
It definitely looks similar.
Except not purple.
It is not purple. This is green.
That makes sense.
Actually, no, hold on. Sorry, forget I said anything. You can't see color right now, except for what is lit by the lantern.
That makes sense. But Alec would, at the very least, be able to make the association of magic idol from shop, and this is the real one.
You could make that association, yeah.
Great.
The orb-shaped eye creature notices the Kenku, and at first rears forward aggressively, and then relaxes. And the Kenku move up. One of the Kenku who was immediately in front of you, turns back to you and says, as most Kenku do in a variety of voices, just stay calm. This isn't going to be a big deal. We're just going to walk right past it.
Alec will give a thumbs up.
Although I guess the Kenku would be a little nasally, because it's plucking its nose.
Hey, just stay calm.
Everything is fine. You will only die a little.
You and your party of 3 Kenku move up to this creature, and as you get closer, you see one, now that it's lit in the torch, you see that it's green, and also you see that, while it does look similar to a beholder, it looks similar to the creature that was stuffed and taxidermied in Purple's shop. This only has 4 eye stalks. as opposed to the 10 that the taxidermied beholder had. It's also, you would have known this before, I just didn't mention it. It's smaller than that beholder. You might have thought it was just a smaller beholder, but...
So Alec knows that it's in the beholder genre.
Alec can make that assumption, yes.
How big is it? Like, I don't know how big beholders are.
So the taxidermied beholder was maybe like an 8-foot circle. This is roughly like 1.5 to 2 foot circle.
Okay.
But you move past this creature to learn an aberration or a monstrosity or something. Would that be Arcana? I think it would be.
Correct.
If you want to see what you know, you can roll an Arcana.
Cool. I'll roll some Arcana. 17, and he's back in the fucking fight.
So Alec would recognize that this is related to a beholder. It's called a gazer.
Gazer.
It's called a gazer.
Pretty sure they're just like mini beholders.
Yeah, cool. Alec would, as they walk by, Alec clearly has other things on the mind, but, look at it in kind of amazement.
As you walk by it, the gazer, it rears up again aggressively at you, but it makes no move to attack or anything.
If it got aggressive based on my sight, Alec would look away.
It still seems to be aggressive towards you.
Cool.
Make an insight check.
15.
It just doesn't know who you are.
Yeah.
It's basically like a guard dog.
Yeah, I get you.
You're cool because you're with the Kenku. It recognizes as allowed here.
That it is required to acknowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you yourself do not fall under that, but you're essentially under the protection of the Kenku right now.
Nice.
So the traveling through the sewers goes roughly the same way as it had up until that point, for a little longer, until you end up in a large circular room that acts as a sort of like a rotary type thing. So I'm going to be using north, south, east, west, but this is not north, south, east, west. I'm going to be using something called relative north, south, east, west.
Ooh.
Where the direction that you're facing is always north.
What about front, back, left, and right?
Unbelievable. How are we supposed to do this? So what happens when north is east?
You're fucked.
I find this system highly suspect.
Fine. You approach this large circular room. You see that the sewer continues further towards your right. There is another long tunnel of sewer, and further towards your left, there's another long tunnel of sewer. There is also, towards the left, where the long tunnel of sewer continues, the sidewalk gets larger, and there is a door on the wall.
Cool. Alec is still very much following along.
I believe that.
So this is when actually Alec decides to go turncoat.
Now that you're in the lion's den, this is the moment to be like, ha-ha! Fooled you all!
Exactly.
You all stop in this circular rotary room. The head Kenku takes a quick head count. 1, 2, 3. Points at you. Pauses. 4. Points at itself. 4. And begins leading you all towards the continuance of the sewer to the left, the side that has the larger sidewalk and the door. But the Kenku walks past that. The Kenku walks past that and moves over to the left side of the tunnel, walks ahead a little bit further, stops at the wall, and gives a quick little tapping of his fingers. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the Kenku opens a door that you didn't realize was there.
Cool. Did he put the 1, 2, 3, 4 all on the same brick of the stone wall?
Yes.
Cool.
And he opens a door that you didn't realize was there and walks in to a small passage. The other Kenku follow behind, and I'm assuming, even though you haven't said explicitly, you follow as well.
Alec cast Fireball.
As of this moment, Alec is at war.
Alec follows along.
In this small passage, you see there's shelving on both sides and a door at the end. This is a very small passage. With the 4 of you in it, it's quite cramped. It's essentially a supply closet. The Kenku directly in front of you, the one who had mentioned to you about, just be cool. Everything's going to be all right. We're just going to walk past it. That one turns to one of the sides, does a quick look around, grabs a little glass flask, and hands it to you. Here.
Alec takes it. What's this?
Well, you look hurt.
Oh, well, thank you. And Alec is going to swing it back.
All right, 2d4 plus 2.
Great, thank God. It was, Riley was like, oh, this is how Alec gets fucking knocked out.
This is how Alec dies.
All right, that's for 5.
Unlucky.
Alec is up to 18 now. He's no longer bloodied.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, I really appreciate it.
So you're given that potion, you drink it, you feel a bit better. You don't spend a lot of time in that small room. Y'all walk out of there. To your left is another door, leading presumably to another room, and directly in front of you, there's a staircase leading down a few steps. So it's sort of at an angle compared to the right angle of these two doors.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of this staircase, which again is only it's like a flight of stairs. It's like you're only going down like 8 steps. But at the bottom of this is a larger square room that has a large stone arch.
Mm-hmm.
And in front of that large stone arch, very nearby to it, in front of it, behind it to where you're viewing it currently, but in front of it for how, never mind.
So on the north side, as you face northing the north towards the east,
Shut
which is
the
north.
fuck up, Ryan! I'm not actually mad. just in case it was unclear, I'm not actually mad. But nearby this large stone arch is a small stone pillar that comes out of the ground. So you got the stone arch, and then you have like a small stone pillar that comes up about 3.5 feet to the side of it.
Cool.
And then on the far end of the room, if you walk past this large stone arch, you see a large set of double doors. The Kenkus walk past the stone arch. They take the direct route, so they're not trying to stay away from the stone arch or trying to be near the stone arch. They're just walking past it towards this set of double doors. And when they get there, they stop. They wait for the 4 of you to all be grouped up. The lead Kenku, the one who has admirably taken the role of leader in absence of their squad master, gives a quick rap of his talons against the large wooden double doors, and then opens them. And we're going to cut to Adelaide and Skrit.
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to take a swig of my strawberry melon brisk iced tea, because they're sponsoring us this episode.
Well, thank you, Brisk.
I was about to say, did you achieve a professional sponsorship from Brisk?
Sammy, that's crazy. I'm drinking a Brisk sweet tea.
Sammy, that's crazy. I'm drinking a brisk green tea.
It tastes like flavor with other natural flavors.
Refreshing.
And it's only 70 calories per 12 fluid
Oh
ounces.
my god. From the same Brisk iced tea company that brought you the Fantastic Four.
Just think about it. For 99 cents, you get 0% juice, but it's 3 servings.
Yeah. Ryan, are you drinking a Brisk?
I am currently drinking at least 12 Brisks at the same time.
With, all bendy straws?
That is 36 servings, my friend.
Well, you and I each have a Brisk, and I have a straw.
Drink responsibly. Is that legal? Can we get in trouble for making a joke about someone sponsoring us?
No, you can't.
It's free publicity.
You cannot get in trouble for joking that a corporate sponsor has sponsored you. That's not how that works.
Drink Brick because no one else will.
I don't think that I'm a sellout, but I do enjoy Brisk.
Well, Sammy, I mean, if you're very lucky, maybe there is a Brisk representative listening right now who, in desperation because that beverage line is failing, will...
Is it?
I have no idea. Sammy, of all the markets that I pay attention to, the beverage market is not one of them.
By Brisk.
The hatred you said the word beverage with.
The beverage market.
Hey, we're gonna go back in time. Riley, you were handed a glass flask that was branded with the Brisk logo.
Oh my god.
Okay, is it still 2d4 plus 2?
It's 2d4 plus 8.
That's right, because nothing gets you rearing to go like Brisk iced tea.
I'm at full.
Don't actually do that.
There's nothing on ice that can save you now.
This is all staying in. This is just a 5-minute extended segment riffing on Brisk. This is
Yeah.
This is what we're known for.
What did Brisk do? They're the ire of our.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you think, listeners? Did you think that you were going to hear an episode of us playing D&D today? No,
Wait,
no.
Did you say what did Brisk do to earn the ire? This is our admiration, Riley.
What did Brisk do to earn a 90-minute spot on this on this podcast?
You see,
it so happens that they were just the first beverage company that came to mind, or indeed the one that Sammy happened to be drinking at the time.
I am currently drinking a strawberry melon Brisk iced tea.
I don't believe you anymore. We're so far into the bit, I don't know if I believe you.
We can't unpack the bit. It's like bitception.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how deep does this go?
It goes as deep as 3 hours ago. I went to my local corner mart. I bought 2 lemon iced tea Brisks, and I bought 1 strawberry melon.
Corner Mart?
A Quickie Mart.
Corner store.
Mart? That sounds like a fucking corner store from a David
That's because,
Lynch
Riley,
movie.
it so happens that corner mart was established by
local
David Lynch
corner
for a
mart.
film, but then they just kept it going.
And that David Lynch's name? Albert Einstein.
No, that David Lynch's name was David Lynch.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was confusing him with another David Lynch.
And David Lynch is not itself a code name, Sammy.
Yeah.
Turns out David Lynch is just the man's name.
Wait, you mean that Sean Connery and Daniel Craig play the same David Lynch?
Yeah.
It's not multiple David Lynches over a timeline?
A David Lynch corner store is you walk in.
If it will end this bit,
What the fuck
yes,
is this bit?
That is exactly.
This bit is over.
That's why I was just saying, if it will end this bit, yes, they're both playing the same David Lynch. At the same time, if that matters to you, can we please just move past?
Oh, what, Ryan? You want to play Dungeons and Dragons like a fucking nerd?
This is a Brisk podcast now?
Yeah, this is what the Flumph is now.
All right, let me change gears.
Ryan puts on one of those hats that has the 2 beers, except it's 2 bottles.
He was number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to be forcibly removed from the bit.
Alright.
I'm ripping us away from the bit. So Adelaide and Skrit, you are doing.
I can
stuff.
feel
I'm
myself
DMing now.
getting ready to jump back in. Hold on, I need a moment.
Yeah, I'm DMing now for you, Sammy.
Thank you.
Skrit is going to roll a perception check, looking down into the open sewer manhole.
Okay, roll perception.
That is a 9.
Could have used the Brisk.
You're locking eyes with Alec. You somehow are able to find
Hold
him.
on. I'm ripping control away from this.
Oh my God! I found Alec already. Adelaide, good news. I see Alec.
You look down and you see a huge set of double doors, and they open, and 3 Kenku and a half-orc stand behind them.
And they look up at us and they're like, "This is not where these double doors normally go."
And the double doors close. You rolled a 9. Can you tell me what you're looking for?
Honestly, just seeing if there's anything in the immediate vicinity of the manhole cover before I jump into the sewer, which is going to be my next action.
You see a ladder.
Great, I go down the ladder.
You also see that the ladder leads down to a stone sidewalk.
Very good.
So you won't be jumping into...
I will go down into the stone sidewalk. I'm a rat folk, Sammy. I was prepared to go into whatever.
Fitting.
What is Adelaide doing?
She is also gonna look and then head down after Skrit.
So we're going downstairs.
Yeah.
I don't know how you both are on health, but I will remind Ryan. I don't know if you marked it on your character sheet, but I did give you 3 health potions.
I am at full. I have not taken any damage.
I am at half-life, which may become relevant later. They're D8 health potions, right, Sammy?
Yeah, they're 2d4 plus 2.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Huh? Yeah, they're 2d8
I thought so.
because they're brisk.
See how easily we get along, you and I? Yes, Skrit will now consume brisk iced tea to gain all health points.
Oh no.
At the bottom of the steps, I suppose I will consume one of these so-called alleged health potions.
Alleged?
I get 6 of my HP back.
At only 70 calories.
I don't see how they gave me back 6 HP with only 70 calories, but whatever. We will now...
Because it's a lot of artificial sweetener, I think.
We've been following a scent, so I will sniff for lavender.
Cool. Make a perception check with disadvantage.
Why couldn't it have been with advantage, I wonder? That's a 5, as opposed to the nat 20 it could have been.
So...
I blame you, Sammy.
Upon reaching the bottom of the ladder, the scent of lavender is very faint and is almost immediately... The word I want to use, because it's evocative, is consumed, is almost immediately consumed by the stench of the sewers.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds unfortunate.
Yes. These sewers, unsurprisingly, are... I've already described them.
Yes.
Everything I said to Riley about them is true for you as well.
Oh, that's unfortunate. So Skrit will turn to Adelaide.
Do you smell lavender?
Let me sniff.
Can I make
Let
a
me
perception? That's a 5.
At disadvantage?
Oh,
Does it matter,
No.
Sammy?
I want to see how low we can go.
That's a 5. It would have been a 19.
Maddie, oh, wait. Skrit.
Yes.
Don't you have advantage on scent-based perception rolls?
Yes.
Ryan, lie right now. Say yes. Lie.
Yes,
Fucking
I
lie.
You
do.
you actually do, right? You're not lying
I do.
because Riley's egging you on?
I am not lying to you. I actually have advantage on perception checks, specifically for sense of smell.
So this would have just been a normal roll for you, because they cancel each other out.
That's correct.
What was the first thing you rolled?
That's actually a really good point. I almost forgot about that. Thank you, Sammy. The first thing I rolled was the nat 20.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Everyone make a rewind sound with me. With the power of Brisk...
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Thanks
is
to
just-
this brisk iced tea, I smell Alec.
It's difficult. Just like before, when we erroneously thought you had failed this check, the scent of lavender was consumed. The scent of lavender is still being like nipped at and bitten, and like chunks of its wispy form are being gnawed off and swallowed by the stench. I'm picturing the scent of lavender as like a pink snake that is really having a rough go, but you are able to get enough of the scent that seems to be followable.
I believe he is this way. I smell this way. Yes,
It
yes.
grows down here. Okay.
Yes, yes. It reminds me of the where I grow up. Yes, yes.
You
We go
grew
this
up
way.
in a sewer?
I grew up in rat dens. So very much like sewers. Yes, yes, yes.
Crazy. Do you like the fresh air, though?
I do. Yes, yes. He's much better for lungs.
I agree.
The fumes, they get very bad. Yes, yes. Plug nose. Here.
He pulls a clothespin out of his bag.
Adelaide would
Can plug
Thank you.
nose.
her nose.
So Adelaide's wearing a clothespin on her nose.
At first, my brain went to safety pin, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Skrit, what the fuck?
And I guess Skrit cannot spare himself the scent of the sewers, because you have to follow that trail of lavender.
I've got it in my head that he's kind of used to this type of thing
Yeah,
to
that
some
makes
extent
sense.
or other. So
Take 2 poison damage. Just kidding.
me? Okay.
No,
well,
it was a joke.
if you really want me to,
No, I don't
Seems
want you
brutal.
to. It was a joke.
and you didn't make anyone else do it, but I guess I'll write down that I took 2 poison damage.
No, it was... Well, first of all, Adelaide has her nose plugged, and Alec has the lavender in his nose. So, you know what? Now
And
you're
I'm a
actually
rat
taking
who
it.
grew up, and you did this to yourself. That's all I'm saying.
But no, don't take that damage.
All right, I'm not going to.
Can I?
I was trying reverse psychology and it didn't work. Riley? Yeah, you can take it if you want.
Okay, I have to make death saves.
Hello, everybody. This is Maddie. I play Adelaide on What the Flumph. I would like to stop in and say thank you so much for listening to this episode and supporting our show. It really means a lot that people are here listening to us, so thank you, thank you, thank you. If you'd like to check out more of our episodes, they are available on Anchor, Spotify, Castbox, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Something I'd also like to take this time to mention is our Patreon. We have a Patreon. Over on Patreon, we offer rewards like bloopers and extra content, insight into what's going on. It would mean a lot to us if you could support us, but again, we appreciate you anyway. I would also like to mention Ryan's podcast. Ryan, who plays Skrit here on What the Flumph. He has a podcast called School of Schlock. Over on School of Schlock, they review schlocky movies. It is a very fun time. I highly, highly, highly recommend you check it out. I know recently they did an episode with Sammy. They were reviewing League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I highly recommend checking that out. But again, just popping in to say thank you so much for supporting the show. I hope you're enjoying everything, and I hope you're having a good day, and I hope you continue to have good days. And yeah, thank you so much. I will let you get back to the episode.
Okay, we're gonna follow the scent of lavender.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Because I'm having too much fun.
Okay,
You follow
that's
the
good.
scent of lavender. Can both of you make perception checks for me?
Yeah.
Sure.
21.
Unnatural 20.
Yo!
So-
We're finally looking around, Adelaide. We're observing our surroundings.
So, free of the burden of having to visually parse where you need to walk, you are able to let your eyes wander as Skrit follows the scent and as Adelaide follows Skrit. And as you let your eyes wander, you both, at various points throughout your journey in these sewers, see small chalk drawings on walls that specifically seem to be walls where the scent makes a change of direction.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay.
There are markings on our route. I don't know. Do they look familiar?
It looks kind of like the thieves' cant that I saw before. I can't read it though.
Thieves' cant. Thieves' cant may mean Xanathar. We should follow. Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yes, we will follow. We will follow.
According to the law, thieves can't. But they do.
That joke is terrible.
Whoa!
Why?
Whoa!
No, it was
That
good.
joke is terrible.
No, it
Yes,
was good.
Terrible. Very bad. Very
I
bad.
refuse to
Very bad.
accept this. It was good.
This joke is awful. Yes. Very bad. Very bad. This is kind of joke you hear at Puking Aboleth. Yes.
Yeah, I
Very
don't
bad.
know.
Very
That
bad.
joke it smells as bad as the sewers.
Voice in Sky has bad jokes. Bad jokes.
Come on, this isn't fair. I guess I would ask you to make another perception check.
Alrighty. That's a 13.
That is a 6.
So, you both continue along the path that's laid out for you by the scent, when, very suddenly, ahead of you about 60 feet, you hear So I'm going to say a phrase, and I need one of you to tell me if this is contradictory, like a snarling screech.
Yeah, I can imagine what that sounds like. Sure. I'm getting a sound in my head that's kind of like a really nasally scream on an inhale.
Or like a pig.
Yeah, both of those are perfect. Your eyes are drawn to the source of the sound, and ahead of you, at the edge of your vision, you see essentially a mini beholder. Small orb with a large eye and a drooling mouth with 4 eye stalks, all looking at the two of you. Well, to be specific, the one big eye is sort of looking at both of you, and then the 4 eye stalks, 2 of those eyes are making eye contact with Skrit, and 2 of those eyes are making eye contact with Adelaide.
What's that?
Yeah, you can both make Arcana checks
Sure.
to see if you know about this.
I got a 23.
That's a 6.
Adelaide, you recognize it to be similar to a beholder. Skrit, you know what it is. You know it's a gazer.
Yes, is gazer, small, little, beholder-like thing. Yes.
What does it do?
Well, it does very little. It is small and annoying, but I worry that perhaps it is watchdog of some kind.
And Skrit will kind of look around the hallway really quickly.
Nothing has changed about the hallway. You don't hear any footsteps coming. You don't...
It's the only thing right now.
It seems to be the only thing around. And it is still doing that snarling screech as the two of you have this conversation about, what is it?
So, Skrit, let's see. Skrit will chill touch it.
Oh, shoot.
Alright, roll initiative. Riley, can you hum some battle music for us?
Do you have a volume control?
So just whoop that.
Yeah, I'm gonna loop that.
Okay, I got an 11.
Oh, I got an 8.
So you begin to cast Chill Touch, and then the gazer darts at you. Actually, no, it does not. No, it doesn't. Sorry. I'm wrong.
Okay. Both of these things are fine.
But the gazer is going to... Oh, god damn it. I need to roll d4s, and that's the die I lost.
Oh
Whatever
no, that's
shall
the
you do
worst
now?
one to lose.
You lost a caltrop. Hopefully it's not on the floor, lurking,
Yeah.
waiting for you to make a mistake. Waiting for you to try to walk somewhere like a jerk.
One of its eyes is going to look directly at you, Skrit,
Uh-huh.
and you're going to need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yep. Well, that'll probably get failed, but we'll see what happens. Oh, well, actually, that's a 23.
You have passed that wisdom saving throw.
Hooray!
You feel something sort of attempt to penetrate your mind or your soul or your heart or whatever. Something's attempting to penetrate your metaphysical body. But it fails.
Well, that's good news.
And then, Adelaide, I'm going to have to ask you to also make a wisdom saving throw as one of the eyes looks at you.
Oh boy. It's a 15.
Alright, the exact same thing. Something is attempting to gain some sort of access to your core or your soul or whatever you would call it.
I don't like it.
And then the gazer darts behind the corner of the room. It was at a right turn, and it darts behind that wall.
Okay.
Skrit, you're up.
How far away is the turn it took?
It was 60 feet away from you, and then it moved out of your vision.
Okay, well, I'll ready an action for when it pops back up. Well, I don't know. I'll move 30 feet towards it, and I'll ready an action for if it pops out back into the hallway, into the tunnel that we're standing in. I keep calling it a hallway, but it's not really a hallway.
It's a sewer hallway. That's enough.
Sewers don't have hallways, Sammy.
You've never lived in a fantasy world.
Yes, I have. Just the ones that I've lived in, sewers don't have hallways.
Well, you know, what the Flumph is different. Maddie, you're up. It's Adelaide's turn.
Could we hear him running away?
It's floating.
It's floating.
Oh, shoot.
You do still hear that snarling screech, though.
Okay. Adelaide will get out her light crossbow and also ready an action for when it comes around the corner.
Did you move up 30 feet as well, like Skrit did?
Yeah.
The both of you hear that snarling screech get a little echoier and a little further away.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay.
Skrit, you're up.
Well, I'll walk up and turn the corner and look down that hallway.
60 feet away from you, you see the gazer screeching its way down the hallway, down the sewer tunnel.
All right. Well, I'll try to tilt touch it anyway.
Okay.
Let's see how I do. Does a 17 hit it?
Yes, it does.
Hooray!
Roll damage and then describe to me what the hand does.
Okay, so 7 damage. It pokes it in the big eye.
It's facing away from you.
I don't care. I have 120-foot range. I can guess where its eye is.
All right. You poke it in the eye.
So it flies into an outstretched finger.
You both hear that screeching become more pained. Adelaide, you're up.
She would pop around the corner. I guess try and fire her crossbow at it. It's a range. How far away is it? It's a range of 80 to 320 feet.
Yeah, it's within your range.
Cool. That's a 7.
That does not hit.
Wow.
Your arrow flies towards the gazer, sort of clinks off of a wall.
Mhm.
That Gazer is going to turn around to face both of you.
Can I close my eyes in response to that?
Make a dexterity saving throw, like a reflex check.
Do it.
Ooh, 22.
Yeah, you're able to close your eyes.
Okay.
Skrit, I'm going to ask you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. That is a 21.
This thing just cannot penetrate your the protective layer that you have put around your consciousness.
Yes.
But maybe this will be better. Make a strength save.
Oh no.
Strength save?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 15.
You feel something trying to like push you back. It feels sort of like a strong breeze, although like the force of a strong breeze, not the wind of a strong breeze.
Yes.
But it is unsuccessful.
Nah.
And then the Gazer is going to turn and continue moving away. You can no longer see it. It is out of your dark vision range right now. But you can still hear it. It's still making that snarling shriek.
Well, I'll move 30 feet forward.
And just see it.
I'll chill touch it again.
All right.
Oh, well, hopefully I will, because I have to hit it. Does a 15 hit.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! It's 4 more damage.
All right, tell me what your chill touch hand does.
In this case, it grabs one of the eye stalks.
The Gazer is running away. Your chill touch hand grabs one of the eye stalks, and it's sort of like cartoonishly, the eye stalk sort of stretches until the Gazer gets far enough away from your chill hand that it just like whoop, and it like springs back.
Nice.
The little eye stalk flings forward like a slingshot and hits the big eye.
And then it has to shake itself off.
Adelaide.
I'm gonna try and shoot it with a crossbow bolt.
You got it this time for sure.
Yeah. 15.
That hits.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Tell me how you kill this Gazer.
Ooh. I mean, I got a 2 damage. I don't know if that.
Tell me how you kill this Gazer.
Hell yeah.
This is the episode where Sammy does the bit where Ryan will drop an enemy to 0. Sammy will just go, I'm going to let the next person that does damage kill.
Right. I will
my
never
God.
be allowed to kill anything.
It had 2 health left.
Glad I didn't roll
Wait,
one.
how much dexterity do you have, Maddie?
4.
Then how could you ever do 2 damage?
Yeah, you did a minimum of 5.
Oh! I thought you didn't add.
You add your dex bonus, not your proficiency bonus.
I see. Okay. I think Adelaide would just shoot it so it dies real fast.
The Gazer is in the process of shaking itself off after hitting itself in the eye with its own eye when a crossbow bolt boom, gets it through the eye stalk that was in front of the eye into the other eye.
Ooh.
So it's sort of pinned together.
Got it.
And that Gazer, the force of the crossbow bolt sends it flying 10 feet back to the ground.
That thing was evil, right?
It was watching us as we approached to help Alec, so yes.
Do you want it?
Skrit walks over to it. Yeah, it's not a humanoid though, so he'll look at it and then
No, he's fine. Do you want?
No.
No? Okay.
and Skrit will take his staff and just like tip it into the water. Oh, he'll pull the bolt out first.
Oh yeah.
The bolt is in good condition. It can be reused.
Skrit gives it back.
Here, for you. Yes, for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask both of you to make perception checks for hearing, if that makes any difference to anyone.
That is a 14.
That's an 18.
Adelaide.
Yeah.
Behind you, further along the way from where you came from, you hear the light echo of footsteps.
Skrit, I hear somebody
From where?
behind me.
We will continue this way then, and perhaps there is another turn.
Let's sneak.
Yes. Sneak.
All right, roll stealth.
It's an 11.
The 15.
Oh, wait, I have disadvantage because I've got heavy armor. Great. That's a 9.
Oh, good. I was so hoping it wouldn't go down.
Like 11, you could be like, it might work.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9 is where that cutoff kind of probably lives.
So we're going to switch back to Alec.
Mm-hmm.
Alec, Bill, Lurker, inside Bill, and those 3 Kenku are standing at the large wooden double doors. Behind you is the stone archway with the 3.5-foot plinth. Is that the word that I was looking for before?
What are you trying to describe?
Yeah, it's like a plinth. It's like a pedestal, like a column.
It sounds like you're pretty sure that the word you wanted was plinth.
I wasn't at the time, but I feel pretty sure now.
Well, I'm very happy for you.
You don't sound it. But you're standing in front of this large wooden door. The Kenku who took it upon himself to be the leader is opening it.
Mm-hmm.
And it opens out into a large, not a hallway, but a hall. You know what I mean by the distinction between those?
Yeah.
Don't laugh. There's a distinction. But this is a large hall. To your right, you see 2 sets of staircases going up maybe 5 feet to a small flat raised area. In between the 2 staircases, you see a large stone chair. You could call it a throne, although I don't want to imply that it looks regal in any way.
Yeah.
Sitting in that non-regal stone throne, you see... Make an Arcana check for me.
7.
7? Do you not have Arcana?
No.
Wow.
I have history and nature. That's why I was pushing for nature earlier.
I love this game.
I guess I just assume every magic user has Arcana.
Well, you know what, Sammy? Maybe I'm just unique and original. So
Maybe you're just bad. I didn't mean it.
I'm so upset.
Oh boy.
Sitting in this chair, you see a tall, lithe being with purple skin and sort of like tentacles at the end of its face. It is sitting in the chair, stroking a brain with legs that sits in its lap.
God.
Standing next to the throne, conversing with the we all know what it is. Alec doesn't know what it is, but we all know what it is, so I'm just going to say what it is. Standing next to the Mind Flayer, next to the Illithid, is a person that you recognize from when you first got back into town. You might not know their name, but you recognize them from the Scaled Skirt. It is the halfling that was giving that speech to the crowd.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he is excitedly showing the Illithid small vials filled with red liquid. Elsewhere in the room, and this is all like a simultaneous, this is like a snapshot.
Yeah.
To your left, immediately to your left, standing almost directly next to the door, is a gruff-looking halfling in splint armor, who is standing almost completely next to you, hand on their sword hilt, ready in case anything goes wrong or was unexpected. And then in the center of the room, you see a half-orc, a small ornate staff on the ground near them, with a little ball of, let's say ivory. A little ball of ivory at the tip of it. And this half-orc, who is wearing, like, a dirty suit. Like, imagine, like, someone who lives in, like, a very dirty place, but they got invited to a wedding that afternoon, and all they had left was their suit that they hadn't laundered in years.
So what you're telling me is this character was expecting a wedding?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna find that out though.
You can ask this person if they were expecting a wedding. They're wearing clothes that, if they were clean, like slightly mended,
they would look nice.
Would be nice.
But instead they suck.
And they are knelt over, doing something, tying some ties, snapping their fingers and creating fire, trying to get something correct over the body of a drow wearing commoner's clothes.
Oh, shoot.
Is this like a food and drink area?
There is a table nearby that has some stuff. A couple large bowls, a half-eaten sandwich.
Alec would probably turn to the Kenku, the friendliest one, the one that gave him the health potion. What do we do now?
Well, and he points at the creature sitting in the chair. We're gonna go talk to him.
Oh, okay, and then I can go home after that, right?
Go home?
Well, yeah.
You're gonna want to talk to him about that.
Okay.
I don't want to say anything that ends up not being true. You understand? I don't want to get your hopes up or dash them preemptively. You know, Nihilor is the one that'll tell you what you need to know.
What was that name?
Nihilor?
Nihilor? What? And I don't want this to come off offensive. What are they?
Well, they're it's not offensive. I guess like a lieutenant, I would say.
Well, no, I mean, like, I've never met a tentacle face person.
Oh, he's a mind flayer.
That's the word I was looking for. Fuck!
Do you yell that out?
No, or he will whisper that out. Like, that's the fucking word. Oh, damn. Fuck. It was driving me crazy. You know when you think you recognize someone, but you don't know from where?
I guess so.
Exactly like that.
Okay.
Now that I know the name of the thing, Mind Flyer, can Alec, as we're walking over, quickly try to remember anything that he can about Mind Flayers?
Yeah. Make another Arcana check, or a History check.
Okay, 21.
For which?
History.
So this will let you know about the history of Mind Flayers.
Yeah.
Mind Flayers are said not to be native to this plane of existence, which has had many ramifications on the study of planar travel, because anytime that people try to planar travel, they end up fucking dead. Scorched by fire, or like fucking drowning, or... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if the Mind Flayers are from some other plane, then that means that it is possible. Mind Flayers first were seen at around the same time as the Aboleth invasion.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things were first encountered around that era, Mind Flayers being one of them. And Mind Flayers are not really accepted in, I was going to say like polite society or whatever, but that's not really what I'm looking for. Like, the nations of Autama, they don't fucking like them. For not entirely bad reason, they have a very poor history when it comes to, like, their social and political leanings. Mind Flayers, much like the Aboleths attempted to sort of conquer everything, Mind Flayers played a role in that war. Although, Mind Flayers also, when that war became clear it was a losing one, did sort of switch sides, I guess you could say. When the Aboleth War of Conquest, it became clear that the Aboleths were on the losing side. Or not even really clear, just when it started to not be as in favor of the Aboleths, the Mind Flayers switched sides and were sort of an integral part to transitioning from a defensive war to an all-out extermination of the Aboleths. So, while Mind Flayers, again, like I said, because of their history... Oh, and I guess I should say that, like, that instance of them, like, switching sides the second they weren't sure that they would win, is a pretty common thing. Mind Flayers, as has been observed in social situations since, are not really loyal culturally. They operate very much on a system of, like, who's more likely to win? Depending on who wins, what happens to me if I lose?
Yeah.
And they're very calculating and cold in those calculations.
Mm-hmm.
Really valuing self-preservation among all other...
They're playing both sides so they can come out on top.
Yeah, that's a much better way of saying what I was taking forever to say. So while Mind Flayers, like, they're not going to be attacked on sight for the most part or anything. It's not like this is a monster, we have to kill it. But whether it's deserved or not, they're not very well trusted or liked. Many people have not forgotten the heinous actions that Mind Flayers took when they were working with the Aboleths. And in fact, heinous actions that they took even as they were working against the Aboleths, as they were still sort of clicking into that mindset of like, oh, the people here care if bad things happen to other people. I guess I can't just, like, do whatever I want. I don't know how much more I can say about Mind Flayers.
Yeah.
It's rare to see a Mind Flayer in most situations, but where you see a Mind Flayer, there's likely going to be some more. And there's also likely going to be some brains with legs. Because they eat brains. They eat brains, and then they also use the brains that they don't eat to make creatures.
Okay, cool. So Alec is very scared. Interested, but scared.
The Mind Flayer raises a hand and silences the excited halfling talking to it, who is going on about draconic blood and how people in the Scaled Skirt are willing to work. That they want in, they're willing to do what it takes. And that halfling is silenced as the Mind Flayer turns to you and says in a breathy voice, it sounds like it's sort of underwater.
And I see we have a new one. 2.
He says, pointing a finger that flicks between you and Bill's head.
Well, he's just a skeleton. I'm kind of controlling him.
He is a bird.
Oh! It takes off the hood. Yeah, that's my familiar.
May I?
Just be careful.
The Mind Flayer begins to make some hand motions.
Cool. Can I do an Arcana check on that?
Yeah, it's clear based on your experience having done and seen magic that a spell is being cast here.
15.
You recognize this from your school days. You have both seen the spell cast on you and on other people by your former roommate, the elf named... Do you want to name your roommate? They were a jerk.
First name basis, Kelfed, Kel''Thed, Kelfed, and I never learned his last name because I didn't care enough.
Kel to most people, he didn't particularly like Kelfed,
Mm-hmm.
so he preferred to go by Kel.
Is this you subconsciously rating my name?
No,
It better not be.
it's not.
If Alec dies, I'm naming my next character Kelfed.
But you recognize this spell from when Kelfed would cast it on you as part of his signature bully. This Mind Flayer is casting Detect Thoughts.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
When Kelfed would cast it, he would cast it on you periodically throughout the day, often without you noticing, but sometimes he would be so brazen and he would pick on one of your surface thoughts, or sometimes a little deeper, and just find something that he could nip at you with, something that he could tease you about.
Okay.
Something to make people laugh at you.
So, is he casting it on me or the bird?
Unclear to you. You can make an insight check.
Okay. 6.
It is unclear to you.
Okay.
Much more knowledge gained. Yes, good.
Can I Arcana check if it's detecting the thoughts of the bird? Would it connect to Skrit?
Yes, you can make this Arcana check.
Ooh, 21.
Hey.
So, because you know that different familiars can act differently, if, say, Skrit were funneling himself into Lurker, like to see through Lurker, it might. If Skrit were, at that moment, seeing through Lurker's eyes, or hearing through Lurker's ears, it's possible that there might be a sort of, residual connection that it would pick up on. However, it is most likely that it would just hear the bird's thoughts. However, this bird is intelligent and knows what's going on.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yes?
No, I can't do this.
What is the question?
I want to prestidigitate a thought.
Like, prestidigitate a thought into Lurker's head?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, alright. Well, Alec is just going to take out some deer jerky and feed Lurker, because this might be the last time we see Lurker.
Well, even if he dies, he can be resummoned.
That's true. Alec is also like, well, I feel bad, buddy. Also, Alec might just die right now.
Alec, what are your surface thoughts right now?
You just really want me to step in shit, don't you?
I didn't say you were stepping in shit.
And you just really want me to, I guess, huh? Okay.
No, that's not.
They seem to be really laying it on thick.
I'm just trying to be descriptive. Describing stuff is a difficult. It's a difficult thing for me to do, and I'm trying to work at it.
Hey, you're doing a great job.
You're doing a great job describing poo. It's fine.
You fucking bastards!
Oh no.